What's up, everybody? I'm Paper Ape. Welcome to the Ape Well. I'm about to start spitting bars over this new beat. Shout out to Oslo. You guys might know him from our interview that we did last week with Vault Swap. He's a co-founder of Vault Swap. The guy made this song for us to use as the intro. He does it all. So shout out to Oslo. If you need him for anything, you can literally hit him up, and he's got you. But thanks for being here. This is episode 7 of the Ape Well podcast. Before we get into it, quick update. In addition to that new video, that new interview with Oslo, we also got another new video on how to buy rare pepes. I go through my 5 methods that I've used, break it down, make it easy for everybody. And yeah, you guys should go check that out on our YouTube channel. But that's pretty much all for updates from the well. So without further ado, I feel like it's a good time to introduce my co-hosts. We got Ty and Kaizen as always. Ty, let's start with you. How you doing today?
Hey, GM, Paper, Kaizen, what's up, guys? Loving the new intro music. Shout out to Oslo. That shit goes hard. Happy Monday.
GM.
Hell yeah.
How are you doing?
Man, I love that beat. Thank you, Oslo. That was amazing. And yeah, this is the lucky number 7 episode. Excited for that.
Damn, number 7 already. Let's go, fellas.
It doesn't feel like it's been that long yet. Still feels like it's week 3, maybe.
Yeah. Week 3, year 5.
Yeah, in NFT time, yeah, it's like 6 months. So
we're aging like dogs over here.
Exactly.
Yeah, pretty much. And NFT years is pretty much the same as dog years, it feels like. So episode 7 should be like episode 1. So this is really our first episode if you think about it.
That's some meta right there. Coming full circle.
Right? Yeah. Well, it's been a pretty slow week compared to the normal fast-paced life of the NFT world. Yeah, really not much is going on. I feel like the APEPs were really pumping hard last week, and ever since then, everything is just tanking. I actually ran through our numbers from Sweep or Sell last week.
Oh, no.
It's a disaster, let me tell you that.
I'm sure of it. I already know I was selling the rare APEPs right before that pump. Perfect timing. I think we all probably botched that bag. But yeah, kind of a dull market. I mean, there's a lot of like little things going on, like a couple narratives, I would say, more or less. But the market itself seems like it's kind of slow the last week or so.
Yeah, I agree. Do y'all think that has anything to do with the ETH prices going up?
Oh, man, I don't know. Like, it seemed like last year when ETH was really pumping, like 4K, like on its way to 4 and coming off the heels of it, like it was much more easily associated with like, hey, if ETH pumps a little bit, NFTs are coming down and vice versa. And then all of a sudden over the course of the last couple of months or weeks, it was just like, yo, everything's going down before, once ETH kind of hit that bottom around 1,000 or 900. And then it's been slow. I felt like that correlation was less like apparent. But I don't know. I think people are up right now, more than they have been, or they bought the dip, did a good job of it, and are taking some profits. And I think that's kind of just what we're seeing is like now might be a lot of exit departures for a lot of people, might be a quick double up for others. I don't know. What do you think?
I think I pretty much agree. Like I think we saw a lot of capitulation happen yesterday. I don't know if that's going to be the end of it, but definitely, like, I remember I was selling a few NFTs a few days ago to grab that Koda, which we can hop into a little bit. But just compared to like from 3 days ago to the prices that we had yesterday, the prices were so much lower. It seemed like everyone was just exiting.
Wait, you mean
the extra?
Like 3 days ago it was the bottom, or yesterday?
Yesterday the prices were lower than they are today. And
okay.
I think a lot of that probably had to do, I mean, y'all were on Twitter a lot, I'm pretty sure. There was everything going down with like Kobe talking about NFTs as altcoins and stuff like
Yep.
that.
Yep.
Yeah, I wanted to hear y'all's take on that. Kaizen, I know you brought it up earlier, so did you want to start us off?
Yeah, sure. I think it's an interesting take, and I think, unfortunately, it sounds so bad, but I think he's right on a lot of different levels. And I think if you're not talking about blue chips, which that group of NFT projects gets smaller every week of who we consider blue chips, but I think outside of the blue chips and outside of utility based, okay, so let me zoom out. Outside of blue chips, utility based NFTs, and then like one of one art, like X copy or photography, something like that. Like, I think he's probably right. Like a lot of these projects, it seems and feels like the exact same thing as a shitcoin and or altcoin if we want to be a little more PC. I think there's a lot of parallels. But I think you need to make that distinction. Like, what type of project are we talking about specifically?
Yeah,
So
yeah, you go ahead, Ty.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you got it. I was about to disagree.
No, so I think there are some interesting parallels, like at a high level, 50,000 foot view. Like a lot of these NFT projects are going to go to zero. Somebody just posted a spreadsheet, even though I think some of those numbers were a little off because like GCG definitely didn't hit 15 or whatever was on that spreadsheet. You guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Do you
That
remember
one
I saw that.
I'll try to pull it up for
I
everybody.
think that was Bulgarian making the waves with that spread. But for the most part, like I'm not here to split the difference on some of these numbers. The trend was a lot of these projects going to zero or damn near. A lot of these altcoins in the last cycle and this cycle are probably down 99% too. But I do also think that there's like oh shit, I feel like we got some crazy feedback now.
Yeah, maybe pop out and oh, I've got the go to now. I'll be right back, guys.
I think it was paper. What'd you do, man?
I don't know. Oh wait, I know what's happening. Sorry. Here, let me. It was because it was from that intro. I got my computer playing everything back through it. I normally don't have any music playing through.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry, we'll get that taken care of.
Cool. Yeah, I think it's gone. I think we're back, folks.
All right,
So
now we should be good.
Like I do think that there is a difference, and it's kind of hard to pinpoint because every project is a little bit different in and of themselves in the NFT space. But I don't think anybody is really like a lot of people are in this for the money, whether it's altcoins or NFTs. Like that's just facts. People can say whatever they want, and I'm sure a lot of these collectors, NFTs or whatever, enjoy collecting, but they're also in it for the money. Let's not lie, right? So I think that's kind of the biggest difference between your typical altcoin or shitcoin and an NFT project is like there is a collectible associated with that token that does differentiate it from just the rest of the other coins in the bunch. That gives it rarity or traits or desirability over other tokens in the space. So I think it's hard to just say, hey, like it's apples to apples because it's not quite. But they're definitely cut from a similar cloth. I think that's just the tip of the iceberg where my views are coming from. But before I get too into it and I'm hogging the mic, Paper, what are you thinking, man?
No, I think that was very well put. I agree with you and Kaizen also, and Kobe. Like, it's really hard to look at anything NFTs as anything other than altcoins. Like, it really is because they're traded the same way. But it, they do have that JPEG element of it where it gives people a different reason to hold on to it for longer. I think that's where like a lot of people who are trading this stuff need to know what they're in it for, because if you're a collector, you're probably like, if 99% of these NFTs do go to zero, like altcoins, then 99% of the stuff you collect is probably going to go to zero. So you need to be really, cautious about it from that perspective if you're trying to do this to make some money and not get attached to the JPEGs that are associated with the picture, which is it's a lot easier said than done, being in our perspective. But I think, yeah, the blue chips have just been outperforming everything. Really, just Yuga, and even those are starting to come down now. I was
Coming
looking at
down
open.
pretty hard. But
Yeah,
but I guess before you get too far into that, like you make an interesting point. I mean, are you saying like NFTs are essentially in a different class because they have that ability to draw a stronger emotional connection with the potential owner?
yeah, it's different. Like I think NFTs are the next evolution of altcoins, if that makes any sense. Like they definitely serve different purposes, but if you're trying to give people a reason to hold on to something longer, like if you own an altcoin, you don't get any IP rights to anything for owning that.
Facts.
But if you have a JPEG associate like on top of your coin, then okay, I want to own this exact coin because I get these extra rights. So
Yep.
it's a different. I guess there's levels to it.
Yeah,
So
right.
altcoins, you own whatever utility the coin gives you. If it's like looks rare, you want to stake your looks rare tokens to earn ETH, and you have that. You can do that. And there's some NFTs that give you like cool pets where you get milk, or maybe it's cool cats. I can't remember. Well, either one of those, you get milk for owning that NFT, but you also get the IP rights on top of it. So there's just layers of new things that you own with NFTs, and I could just see this being added to in the future. But that's as far as we are now, I think.
No, I think that's a good point. Oh, Kaizen, were you about to jump in?
No, I was just going to agree with you guys about the emotional side of that too, and just the depth. Like, of course, we also have the community component where you have these discords and real life meetups, parties. Like, there was maybe a little bit of that with early Bitcoin and ETH, and maybe even Doge, but I mean, obviously, that's taken that to another level. And man, yeah, the emotional connection I have with my JPEGs, like as much as I try and tell myself to buy the floor, like you want to stay liquid to be able to get in and out of the project. Like I feel like 90% of the time I still just buy something I vibe with. Like if it's not way more than the floor, like I'm going to spend time digging through the collection and find something I vibe with. And when the floor's crashing, I'm going to think twice about selling it. Like is even like say Moonbirds, like I just felt like that crash was going to happen really hard. And like, I did not want to sell those things because I vibe with the ones I had, but ultimately I did it. But yeah, man, these things are sticky. They're way stickier than shit coins.
That trade's looking really good now.
And I'm actually looking at buying back in. Like I was hoping to get back in under 10, but I know they have some announcements coming. So I might jump back in and just again buy a floor. And if it dumps again, I'll just try and get out quick, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm hoping that if this is towards the later end of this ETH pump that we're seeing, if it is short lived, I'm hoping that the profits end up cycling back into the NFTs now that everything is such low prices. So it could be announcement season soon. I know Bored Ape Yacht Club just hit 1 million followers this morning, which was really cool to see in just like a year and 4 months. They probably did it faster than anybody else. But
That's
I think
pretty
we're going to
wild.
see a giant community spaces from them coming up. What do you guys think? Do you think there's going to be any announcements that they're going to drop after reaching this milestone?
I don't know. It seems like a lot of people are hoping for that announcement. I don't know if that's because things are so low or like it is the calm before the storm and it's boring. And Yuga's has done pretty well historically about like teasing announcements and keeping that hype built up. I think it could be good for them. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know, we're kind of already down so bad right now from the high that like I don't even know if they need to waste any of those silver bullets or even if it's like necessary. I think they'll do what they got to do when they feel the time is right. But yeah, I mean, 1 million followers is dope as hell. And I did hear that they were going to do like a spaces and just like shout out to the community and stuff. So if there's a way that we can kind of all come together like and hunker down and get ready for hopefully a little bit of up only time over the course of the next couple months, that would be nice.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. I think Yuga's got its own timeline, and they're not going to do anything just based on people demanding it on the timeline. And I've seen a lot of that lately. Like, Yuga, come save us, like make an announcement, do something. And man, they're doing their own thing and it's going to work out. And I think the people that have had their diamond hands for Yuga stuff will get rewarded. But yeah, it'll be on Yuga's timeline, I think.
Yeah, if we look at the pitch deck, it kind of coincides with everything going on right now. Like there is supposed to be some kind of announcement this month if they are sticking to that timeline. So it could be really good timing on everything. So I'm not gonna put that past them, but it's possible. It's possible we can see something this month, I'm thinking.
What type of announcements are you guys thinking might come down the hopper? Like
Well,
just recently, I know it's a lot of the dogs, mecha dogs, this and that. The trial is supposed to start soon. I just saw something recent about potential mutants and apes getting some other airdrop. And I mean, as the only mutant on the podcast, I think that'd be pretty tight.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think it's tied to the only other thing I saw was it's like Mecha Apes too, right?
Mhm.
Like they've got the Mecha
Ultimate
Dogs.
Mecha Ape.
Yep, exactly. But that would be sick, man. Any of those things would, I think, definitely light a fire into the market, and people would ape into that, and that might ultimately hurt these other projects that are already stumbling. Like, imagine what I don't know,
True.
Doodle's floor is going to look like when half the people liquidate to jump into that.
To jump into the tier 3 mecha apes.
I think they would, man. Remember other
Yeah.
side, like with 100K supply, like if I might remember this wrong, but I do feel like floors were like dropping leading up to that. And I guess we could probably look
Totally.
back. Yeah. But they got everybody's attention, and I think that'll probably happen again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping so. I think that there's going to be a lot of money that flows back into Yuga at some point. And yeah, with the other side drop, like like NFTs and coins weren't doing so hot at that point in time. And it was like Yuga was the only asset, even like class, like I don't know, whatever, that somehow defied like logic in that entire bull run. And then once other side dropped, it was like a roller coaster.
Yeah. Oh, I want to jump in really quick just to answer Tush's question. Will this vid be online to watch later? Yes, on our YouTube channel. This is going to go up as soon as the stream is done, so you'll be able to watch this back. Sorry to jump in there, Ty, and switch the topic real quick.
No, you're good. Yeah. Shout out to Tush Futch.
I do think one of the interesting things about that announcement that's supposed to come up is that on the leaked pitch deck, it said that, you know, for the Mecha Dogs, they had, I can't remember the exact number. It might have been like $10 million estimated revenue. And then the next month for the Ultimate Mega Apes, it was like 50 million expected. So it seems like they have a really big thing planned in a couple months for the Ultimate Mecha Ape, but we have no idea what that is. And I think that's what you guys were alluding to with that Bored Ape and Mutant Ape airdrop, because it is just so much bigger.
Yeah, I think that was the key indicator now that you mentioned it on whatever I saw. It had something to do with that revenue stream and the difference between the dogs or whatever might be undisclosed. But yeah, I mean, hey, Yuga, if you're listening, that mega mech ape would look real nice next to this General Gold Grill right here.
Another thing that I think could go in with the timing on all of this that we need to look at is what's going on with 10KTF. So there hasn't been anything official saying that like, hey, 10KTF is part of our storyline. But just from being in both communities, I've realized that Yuga operates like in tandem with 10KTF's timeline. So in 2 days, those combat crates from 10KTF are opening. And so we'll find out what was inside of them. And then I think after that, we're going to see something come out from Yuga's side. Because I know there is some kind of connection between 10KTF and the other side. So we kind of have to wait for once one community stuff to develop before the others start, but before the other part can continue with their storyline. If that makes any sense.
It definitely makes sense. I think you're more tuned into that just being the 10K TF Maxi, but I'm looking at crates right now, and it looks like they're down just under mint because mint was 0.6, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they're 0.56. You could have scooped a couple for like 0.5 yesterday, but now it looks like based on the reveal and everything, they might be trending back up. Any ideas what's going to be in these things, dude?
All we know is it's going to be weapons that we're going to be able to use in future 10KTF missions. So like there's a flamethrower and a sword, I think a hammer maybe, and then the rest of the stuff I'm not sure. But basically it'll work like the previous 10KTF crafted items where like if you have a blank shoe, you can mint your ape onto the shoe and then use that within their world. So this time it'll be like you mint your ape onto a flamethrower and then you can use that. So I think it'll be really cool, especially if us people with boxes end up pulling some rares. I think that could be a really good ROI if we get lucky.
That's pretty badass. I don't know. Something about what you just said made me think of Kodas and how some of the Kodas have weapons.
I've been
And
thinking a lot about that also.
you know what I mean? You're talking about 10KTF and Yuga and Bored Apes, and now we got combat crepes, and some of these Kodas had weapons and some of them didn't. And who knows what's going to happen, but it's exciting. And I'm definitely sure there's a connection between those two projects. 10KTF has done an excellent job, I think, fulfilling a unique value prop and basically collaborating with all these other projects, basically all blue chips for, pretty much, and keeping them together. I think 10KTF is a sleeper and is going to be a big brand as the metaverse continues to play out, especially because they are experimenting and exploring these unique game mechanics, battling, combat crates, and so on. They're mixing it up. They're not scared to mix it up, and they've got a community that's basically embracing that mystery, that suspense, and it's cool. It doesn't take much to shoot yourself in the foot from an NFT project perspective, and it seems like 10KTF has done an excellent job, walking that fine line.
Yeah, I kind of look at them as just a metaverse clothing brand or fashion brand, and I had always looked at that before this weapons drop because they were partnering with blue chip communities to print their NFTs onto these new assets and basically give their NFTs a new meaning, a new use. And so I kind of think 10KTF has a unique spot in the metaverse where people are going to want to partner with them to be used as items in their world just to establish themselves as a legitimate project. So I think 10KTF is one of the biggest sleepers for blue chips because they can grow the network effect of these other communities. That's really my case for being such a maxi on 10KTF.
No, that's a good way to put it, man. The network effects, basically.
And I agree, guys. And I think they're just part of that ecosystem, right? Like most likely tying directly right into Otherside. And I love the way you nailed it, like a clothing company for the metaverse. And the only hesitation I've had, because I haven't bought anything yet, is just this slow burn that we've had leading up to this Otherside launch, right? If this doesn't launch for another 6 months, I'm just a little concerned that the 10KTF floors will just kind of slowly slip back. And if that's not the case, if it's coming soon, then I think, you definitely want to go all in on it. But that's the only reason why I've hesitated. And really, I could get burned by not jumping in now, but I'm willing to kind of wait and see. And maybe I can get some stuff on a discount next month. And I'm just willing to wait.
Yeah, it is a fine line of teetering on it. I kind of wanted to get y'all's perspective on this because I feel like it's hard for whenever these communities that really focus on storytelling, like it's hard for somebody that hasn't been in it to just jump in the middle of the story and understand what's going on. Is that does that play any role in like the reason why you haven't bought into 10KTF yet?
I think, and really for me, like I'm doing the calculation, it's more about like I know you like to look at ratios. Like, so is an item that a character could wear in the metaverse? I think the floor is around zero point 0.5, Ty was saying. And you could buy land in that same ecosystem for like less than 4x that, just over 3x that. And so that's kind of what I'm weighing. It's like, man, if I'm not willing to buy the physical land for 1.7, then why would I spend 0.5 on like an article of clothing? And so that's really the only analysis I've made, but that's where I'm hesitating because I'm not buying the land at this price.
The other side land.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a good point. The one thing that I would say to that is that the clothing you can actually use it in 10KTF's world as is. So the other side land, the other deeds will be a bonus whenever that's launched. Basically, give it a second utility. So like right now, if you're interested in the 10KTF storyline and following that, that's pretty much all the Genesis items and other like the clothing stuff from 10KTF is useful for.
So I guess that's how uninformed I am about the project as a whole. So is their metaverse like open then? Like, is it functional?
I'll show you what I can show you from their from my side of things. So like once you go to their website, there's all these different things. There's the back alley. If you have any tools, you can stock them, or you can basically help WagMe create new clothes, and you'll get passive income from that. But Battletown is where you go to use these items if you have them. So there's always these different missions on Battletown. You can see all the different people who've joined in on the mission. Let me connect my wallet so I can show you what the inside looks like.
Yeah, this is interesting. I knew that there was things you could do, but I didn't realize it was this far along. That's really cool.
Yep. So like once you enter here, it's pretty cool. It just takes you on like different missions and stuff. It tells you what's going on in the storyline, like about all the different pieces of like SSCC, the Super Command Center. NTD is New Tokyo Dollars. That's what you get if you stake the tools. So there's all these different missions. There's none active right now. So basically, when you do a mission, you get a badge from it, and the badge for example on this recent crate airdrop, if you had 8 badges, then you get a free crate, and there's only 8 missions. So like if you did participate in all the missions, you get a free crate basically. And so some of these missions you actually get items for. Like I don't know if you guys have seen um, their thread, the spool of thread that you can get from there. I got one from this mission. I got one from this mission also, but I didn't get anything on any of the other ones. But basically, this power number right here is based on the PFP you use and how many items that you connect. So like, let's go to my. Oh, this is the Koda I bought, by the way. But
So, Paper, real quick, let me jump in. So, do you have to tie your 10KTF like identity, I guess, to one of your PFPs, or am I staking like my workshop items?
so you have to have a PFP that matches the same kind of items that you want to apply to them, but it doesn't
Okay.
have to be the exact same. So like like the exact same character. So like
And that's some dope swag, by the way.
appreciate it. Yeah, I like having. It's cool that if you have a rare NFT, you can mint it on these other items and automatically make them rare. It's like compound rarity. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, that's
Um,
fine.
Yeah, but so like basically, if you have an ape, you can use any other ape's clothing. I have mine, so like I haven't had to get rid of them or trade for them or anything. So like, bored apes will look for other bored ape items because they can actually apply them to their character within the game, which is really cool game theory. It just gives every different collection their own floor price, kind of. Uh, but yeah, these are what the items look like. So I've attached all 3 of these to all these missions I went on. That's what gave me the 136. But I wanted to pull up the the thread really quick.
I've got a
because-
quick question about the gear that had your ape on it.
Yeah.
If I were to buy one of those, could I remap my ape onto those things, or that's like permanently like
Yep.
the way it was?
It's all permanent to like it's locked how it is basically.
Got it.
But there are some blank stuff. So like if you go to 10KTF stockroom, you can buy one of these blank things. So like you can get blank socks or a blank backpack, hoodie, hat, shoes, whatever you want. And then the blanks you can use to mint your ape on them if you want to. So that would be your way of doing that. But I do want to show you guys this because this is where some of the usefulness comes out of these missions. So on these two missions, I got NFT rewards for this tightly wound thread spool, and these are going for 0.62 ETH right now.
Yeah, I see that. That's pretty solid.
Yeah, and like I basically just cashed those out as soon as I got them. But it does go to show that it does pay to do some of these missions. So that's what's really keeping people coming back. And then of course the ape coin drop was huge also. There's just a lot of cool stuff going on with Battletown that I don't think a lot of people realize is happening.
Yeah, Battletown looks legit, fam.
So I'm excited to see how they bring that into the other side, because right now you basically just send your PFP off into a mission and then, you know, you wait for a couple days and then the mission's over and then you get to see what you got. But hopefully they get an actual battle elements to it once we get these weapons, and hopefully we can use them in the other side world.
Yeah, and it seems like they will. Like everything they've been, I guess even early on, they were leaking like concept art that had Wagmi-san with the Koda bottle, the bottle that was in the other side trailer. And they keep dropping those hints. So I feel like it is definitely going to be playable, but it's cool to see that there's another use case too.
I'm hoping one day we can just print Kodas on there. I'm turning it into a Koda maxi after scooping mine a couple days ago.
What, you already picking up another?
No, I wish. Honestly, the prices are pretty good right now. I think the Kodas were the Koda floor was like 12 point something. I'll see if I can pull it up real quick.
Not bad. So you ended up going with a Bored Ape Land one, right?
Yep. So
Pump?
yeah, it was kind of lucky because as soon as I got back from Cosmic, I saw somebody had listed this, and it was like within an hour of me getting back home, I saw this listed. It was brand new listing for like 16 point something ETH.
Yeah.
The Coda floor at the time was 14.6. Right now it's 13, so it's down a little bit. But I just added I added all the math together, and like if you go to Coda plus Bored Ape sediment, let's see what the floor is, 17.49. So like even with how down bad everything is, my trade is technically still up.
Bro, for real.
I'm super happy about.
And that's thin too, fam. Like,
yeah, there's only 977 of these total with Bored Ape and Coda.
Yeah, you get up to 30 ETH really quickly once you start to move.
That's what I was saying, guys. In 10 sales, bro, and you doubled up.
That's what I'm thinking. Also, I'll try to drop some alpha here, just connecting some dots.
Alpha alert.
Right. I need a caption for that, like a graphic that I can throw up.
We need like the sirens, fam. You like the bang, 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 bang.
Yes. We'll turn this thing into, it'll be a fire podcast. We need to get a soundboard of some kind like that.
Just don't give me controls, man. I'll get them back.
Yeah, but okay, so here's the alpha that I found that I'm trying to front run the Coda pump with this purchase basically. So we went through the first trip already. That was the first test demo. Like it had the tech demos, participating in the evolving story, all that kind of stuff. The thing we're getting next is the Codex. So we don't really know anything about this yet. This is going to be the next tech demo for the other side. But then right here, we get Coda Origins, the decoupling. So still no information about this yet, but we do know that all the different things that are on your land you're gonna be able to separate them. So you can have the land asset by itself, the Coda asset by itself, the artifacts that are on it by itself. And so I think right here they're gonna like the decoupling is kind of alluding to that, where you'll be able to take things off your land that are on there. So yeah, I'm kind of waiting for this and then hoping that I can either separate my NFTs from each other, since I do have Bored Ape Land and Dakota, and then I can start, messing around with those individually. But yeah, do you guys think there could be something here?
Man, when I first saw that, that's exactly what I thought it meant. And I think there's a lot of plays you could make around that. But yeah, man, that's going to be, I think that does also allude to maybe the marketplace too, that inside the other side, they'll have their own marketplace. You can swap your Coda, trade some artifacts, buy materials to craft different things. And I'm so excited for it, man. I can't wait for them to actually move on to the next phase.
I'm super excited too. So you brought up the marketplace. That's another thing that really played into my decision. They call it the Agora, which is the 5th tech demo. It's going to be 2 after the decoupling, but it's confirmed that it's Otherside's planned marketplace for buying, sorting, finding, trading, and selling a huge variety of things that can be created, farmed, harvested, and more. So I'm assuming by that point, every little resource or piece of, just items on the land will be separate from the original NFT, which is, I'm super excited for. It really just seems like they're going to build an entire game ecosystem or just a game economy. It should be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think this is a free lesson in like just how to do your own research and connect the dots in your own paper. I appreciate you bringing this up for everybody listening, but this is all like public info, public knowledge, like, and what we're witnessing right here in front of our eyes is just an intelligent move to look at the timeline, try to connect it to other dots and get ahead of what the market might not totally be aware of. But it's facts that if they put the time in, it's just right here in front of your face. What stands out to me for the Agora, to bring this all the way back to 10 KTF, is it says a variety of things that can be created, farmed, or harvested. So like created, right now we can't create anything within the Yugaverse. So that's got to be an added mechanic. Farmed and harvested is entirely new. So that has to do with the deeds or the land. So I think there's a lot that they have planned here. And if there's anything that we've learned or should know about the Yuga founders, is they like to leave these breadcrumbs. They like to leave these trails. And anybody who takes that extra time to read between the lines, there's a good chance you might be rewarded because of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the creating like created items is also really good to bring up, because that goes into the whole interoperability part of the other side, where they have the other side development kit that they're going to release, basically to let other people create interoperable content for the other side. Just people, places, and things can be created and brought in. And I think, with 10 KTF, they're going to pretty much show how it can be done and be the first people to do it. Because to me, it just makes sense that you would probably need to partner with somebody to do a proof of concept so people can see how this stuff works, how it can be done, and basically just inspire ideas of their own. But yeah, all this information there, I think people just need to trust the process with it. And that's really what boiled down to my decision to buy that Coda the other day. Because the other deeds do keep sliding. So I don't really see an end in sight right now for the lower end floor stuff, just because so many people are trying to exit their positions, and we just see the floor price go down by like 0.1 ETH every single day.
Yeah, I think it was up a little bit from like 2 days ago, like you said, but for the most part, it's just continuing to bottom out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're talking about floor prices now. Did you guys want to hop into some sweep or sell while we got like 20 minutes left?
Let's do it.
Hell yeah, I got the new sweep or sell graphic going on.
Sweep or sell.
Excited about that. All right. So before we hop into it, um, here's how we did last week. I I was I
Oh God.
realized Ty and I are like opposites on how we bet, and then Kaizen's kind of in the middle. But I got 2 of 10 right, so I did the worst out of last week. Kaizen got 4 of 10 right. Ty, congratulations, you were the winner of last week's Sweeper Cell. You got
Oh,
6 out of 10 right.
Hell yeah. Congrats, Ty.
hey, I saw all the red, and I'm looking at this like I was bringing up the caboose. Let's go, stepped it
Yeah,
up.
no,
fellas.
you front run all the people selling last week, so congrats on that. The
Hey,
only problem was we all the big ticket stuff that ended up doing bad, so that put us all in negative on ETH. But hey, you live and you learn. I thought that was just a funny
it's
thing
funny
to throw
too
in there.
because those rare pays doubled and then what halved all in a week.
Right,
So
we
that
were down bad the day after the Sweeper
hey,
Cell came out.
Yeah, they went up to at least one, right? Just over one.
yeah, I was down hella
Mhm.
bad on that call. Daddy-o let me know about it too.
Yeah, he's let everybody know, man.
Yeah,
But
I'm glad that we had
man,
him here telling us that we were wrong.
Yeah,
yeah,
At least the alpha is right in front of us. Like I'm okay like when I miss one if I know about it. It's the ones that I don't know about and miss that really grind my gears because I'm like, it wasn't even on my fucking radar. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
and
Yeah.
I still think a lot of people are going to get wrecked on those rare Pepes, man. The rare 8 Pepes.
Yeah.
Just I think everybody wants to believe, man, when you're holding that bag, you're like, yeah, this time it's different. It's different. It's different. And you can come up. I know I can be creative as to why something's going to be different. And man, unfortunately, I'm going to keep saying it. I think it's just another derivative. And
Yep.
I hope that people are taking profits on it right now at 0.5.
I hope so. I know a lot of people who got in way before this and they're probably still 10x'd. So hopefully
For
they can.
sure. Yeah, there's people that are making money, man, and just who is it, BitBoy? Like he broke even, he sold and made some profit. That's the way you play it, man. But there's a lot of people that FOMO buy and probably bought in at that 1 ETH range or
Yep.
0.75 range.
Yep. Or tried to catch their second or third at the top.
Yep,
That's
exactly.
the dagger.
RIP to that one guy that sold his mutant and bought one for like 6.9 ETH.
Oh, dude. Yeah, that's not great.
Clown
Yeah.
world.
Yeah, and he even said it. He's like, "Look, this is probably not going to age well, but no, it didn't, and it's going to get worse."
It didn't even take a week for that to age poorly.
No.
That shit aged poorly within seconds, fam. I'm sorry.
As soon as he hit post tweet,
Yeah,
that was already.
like I could feel the regret coming through the computer screen.
Man, yeah, that's one. God, man, like that kind of thing, like might have like started the sell off when people are like, "What?" Like, no. When you lay it side by side against the mutants, then it becomes very clear that
Mhm.
one thing is something different than the other.
Yep.
Yeah, that's big top signal. But I'm kind of curious what he sold that mutant for because he could probably buy it back right now
Bro,
and then have more ETH than he started.
I think
with.
it was like 14.9, 14.6 or something like that.
Okay, so he's not down that bad.
No,
But,
probably not down bad, but
yeah, we'll see what the mutant floor is in just a second. But to get Sweeper Cell kicked off here, we got Bored Ape Yacht Club, 79 floor price. I don't know why I just clicked that. I would buy these personally. I think even though the market's bad right now, pretty much every project is getting hit hard. I think Bored Apes are kind of moving like a luxury asset where they're kind of dodging all the carnage in the market, even compared to mutants. Mutants are getting hit harder than Bored Apes. Going back to that one list that Ty you brought up earlier.
yeah, mutants are
So
getting
yeah,
fam. They're like a
I think for me,
6-1 ratio.
yeah. But yeah, I think Bored Apes are a buy right here. I think as far as store value goes, that's what I'm looking for, and I would be buying at 79. Ty, you want to kick us off next?
Whew. I got some pressure just to keep these stats going. You know what I'm saying? 79. Yeah, I don't know. We're talking about an announcement coming and this and that. I'm gonna buy these. And now that I know that we've got a whole week in between, paper. Hold on, real quick. I need some transparency here with these numbers. When are you grabbing those stats from?
I grabbed them an hour before we started the podcast.
All right, bet. I'm definitely banking on a higher floor price in a week.
Hell yeah! All right, we got 2 sweeps, Kaizen.
Okay, so Ty, I'm coming after Ty for the lead next week, and really the way I've been looking at this, and it's just been in alignment with the way I'm kind of building my portfolio. I'm trying to trade less and just kind of do the long-term holds. Now I'm looking at this 1 week horizon. If I'm looking at Bored Apes floor price from 1 week from now, I think it's going to be lower. So I'm going to sell it. Yeah, I'm going to sell it. I think that it's a risky move because when they move quick. But I think, man, if you're really going to try and degen, like, you could just wait it out. And at some point between now and next week, I think they're going to still be lower. I don't think that announcement's going to come this week. Do we have any nice floor apes, though? I'm just curious. What's on the floor right now?
Let's see what we got.
Let's check it out. We'll see if the crazy eyes are on the floor, then that's a pretty good sign.
Yeah, that's the bottom signal. Not really, man. We've got a few in there, but once you see like 4 lined up in a row, that's the buy signal.
That's the buy signal?
Yes.
Yeah. I would say this double army right here seems like it should not be on the floor.
Yeah, double army's nice. You got that zombie smoking too right underneath. And
I like the cowboy. Yeah, I like the cowboy with and of course, man, you can't go wrong with Bunny Gang right there. Like, that's clean, right? With the bloodshot eyes.
Bunny Gang is fire. And orange.
Yeah, that's Orange Gang. I think that's Arklegger. I think that might be his. Yeah, that's nice.
Notice the competitive edge in Kaizen as soon as we figured out the rules.
I want to
not going to get any more wrong.
Well, we'll see. I only got a couple right last week, so we'll see.
Hey, you doubled up on me.
John's shooting 60%, man. That's pretty damn good.
I wish my portfolio last week was shooting 60%. You know what I mean? Sheesh.
That's funny. All right. So number 2 for this week, Mutant Ape Yacht Club, 13.69. I'm buying these just to, I got to stay consistent. If I'm going to buy Bored Apes, I'm going to buy Mutants. I think the ratio got fucked up yesterday. Bored Apes are like almost 6 times the price of Mutants. I don't think that's right. It's historically it's been like 4 or 5, I think.
Yeah.
So the ratio's off. I'm buying these.
I got to second that for all the same reasons.
Well, I agree. I mean, I think the ratio is wrong, and I think there is a chance that this could move up against. I mean, obviously, it's a lower entry point at 13.69 versus 70, whatever the apes are. Oh, gosh, man, I'm gonna flip this one. I'm gonna buy these. I think that lower entry point gives it a better chance that it could start to move before the apes. I'm gonna go ahead and buy and flip it.
I like it. That's how I know you were close on the Bored Apes.
Yeah, man, it's tough. I mean, you guys are right. I mean, it just takes one announcement, and both of those are just going to go nuts.
Right.
And, man, the M2 thing kind of drives me crazy, too. Like, I don't know how you guys feel about the M2 collection, but I think all in all, personally, I love it. Like, it used to be a lot more of a difference between the floor of M1s versus M2s. And I think, man, like the dope M2s, I put them like just one notch below like the megas. Like, there are some sick M2s, and just the market just doesn't value M2s right now. I don't hold any anymore because of that. But, man, that might be another buy at some point that, if we're looking long term, just having a sick M2 with that smaller collection, I think it's 5K M2s total. Like, that might be a nice, like, long-term hold if you could find something really, really sick.
Yo, I agree. I think that at some point in the future, whether that's the series or a game or staking, like, there's a reason there's a smaller supply, and the market has kind of priced them in at this point, unless they're hella dope and not much of a difference. They trade the same, but I feel like M2's like, I don't know, they're going to have like more HP points or like you know what I mean? Like more strength, just something, more staking ability, or I can just see it at some point. And I think a lot of people are going to scramble at some point. I think we'll see the floor and M2s go up.
I like that take. I think they really do need something that meaningfully separates them from M1 because right now, if
Yep.
you own a M2 and you're trying to trade it, it's very hard to find exit liquidity for price, basically, because people are only trying to look for floor M1s if they're trying to just get into the collection. But the M2s do look cool, and I could definitely see Yuga doing something like that in the future
Yeah,
with
you know what I
like
mean?
higher staking or something like that.
Or it costs them less points to travel around other side or something like that.
Yeah, and I feel like stuff like that's what's coming with other side because they are going to make it. They do have like an in-game. They're going to make it with incentives for everybody to do things, and why not gamify your collection with all the different like there's different levels of these things, so you can get into the lore, and we know that they're storytellers, so I think
Yep.
that's probably something that they've thought about before, at the bare minimum.
They had to.
Absolutely. All right. So number 3 on the week, while we're on the topic, other deeds are at 1.75 right now. Last week we talked about the other deeds, and they were at 2.16. So that's down 0.4 in a week. I'll start us off. I was looking at the analytics a little bit ago. There's still so many people that are trying to list these things between like 1.9 and 2. And there's just too many of those for me. So I'm selling these this week. What about you, Ty?
Same page, fam. I think that these are going to kind of keep dropping and probably even get close to 1. So as long as I see them above like 1, 2, I'm probably selling.
Agreed. Yeah, sell. Definitely think we're going to keep pulling back.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's conflicting because like I just paid big money for one of these things, but I really don't see the value there on these floor ones as compared to like something that is more desirable and more rare within the collection that people like the holders of the rare stuff realize their value, so they're not going to just dump it right now, whether it's undervalued or not. Or I don't know. That's how I'm thinking about the whole thing.
Yeah, no, I think that's solid. I mean, you also got the biogenic swamp coda, bro. So it's not a floor piece. Sweep or sell is primarily floor pieces,
Facts. Cool. That one was pretty quick. I feel like we talk about them every week, so not worth spending too much time on them this time. But Clone X wasn't even in the top 10 last week when we were doing this.
Oh wow! So they bounced up.
Yeah, I saw there was a couple people in my Discord that bought these. They got their first one a couple ago, which is really cool to see. I actually, besides Yuga Labs, the only team that I'm bullish on is Artifact in the Clone X team. So at 7 ETH is a definite buy for me. Do y'all agree?
I'm gonna have to sell. I think again we're just in that phase where people are wanting, maybe it's the ETH pump, and I think there is probably still a correlation there. Like I think people want to have some liquidity and they want to have ETH, and without an announcement, which I think is what drives everything pumping, I think we're going to keep pulling back. And unless you know about some secret announcement that's coming up, I think it's going to be a little bit lower next week.
I wish I had that kind of info. I would for sure insider trade on Sweeper Cell.
Dude, this one's kind of right in the middle here. What'd they get to? They were down to like 6 and some change, huh?
Yeah, I think it was about 6.5 yesterday, somewhere around there.
It's only sweep or sell. There's no such thing as a hold, huh? So I'll probably 7. I don't know. Artifact, Nike. Do they have anything up their sleeve? How did that hoodie go? Why are they pumping right now? Why are they up? It's like
it's kind of just like a bounce from the low. And I think a lot of collections are like that. Like even the mutants, I think we're in the 12s yesterday at some point.
Oh, you know, I'm going to sell just because I think there's probably better places to put my money.
And man, I'm looking at the last two sales. Like we've had two sales in the last hour, and they're both under 7, like 6.5 and 6.7. Like, and sometimes, I mean, that's that extra step of due diligence. Like, you can look at the floor of any item, man, but sometimes those last sales will tell you more than the actual floor.
Yep. Or when that volume spikes because a bunch of people accepted their offers or one person swept, like that makes a big difference.
Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah, there's two reasons to get on that volume top 10. It's either you're going up quickly or you're going down quickly. And so, yeah, that's not the best metric to tell you how well something's doing.
Yeah, that's really true. And then another point about the Clone X, it's going against the whole sweep thing that I just said, but there are twice as many of these NFTs as compared to these other blue chip collections. So that's twice as many that people can sell and dump to just accept those offers that are down there. So not really what you want to see if you want to get a price rebound. But yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll have to check back in on this next week. All right, so Rare A Pepe is everybody's favorite NFT collection this month.
Sell them.
At 0.5, I think we can
I'm
probably.
selling. Yeah.
Hey, just get them off the shelves. It doesn't matter. Discount, on sale, like whatever, sell them.
Yep. If you're in profit, sell them. If you're already down,
cut your loss.
Be less down bad. Yeah. Just get less. Accept this 0.45 offer right here.
Thank me
exactly. And I'm looking at the last sales, man. They had a 1 ETH sale on something just about 15 minutes ago. I guess it's a 3D. But I mean, yeah, man, that guy whoever sold that is really, really smart.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Daddio ended up flipping his. He was trying to get rid of a cheetah one with robot eyes. Be curious to see if he got out of that position or not. Daddio, if you're in chat, let us know. All right, so it seems like we're all selling these. Sorry. I don't really have anything else to say on these. I think we pretty much got it all out there.
Yeah. I think we've talked about that on Spaces, on the podcast last week. Yeah, we've covered our thoughts, I think.
Yeah. Well, this is going to be a new one. So ENS was in the top 10. I pulled up ENS Vision over here. I kind of want to do this for the 999 Club. So right now, for those who aren't familiar, ENS domains are those .eth addresses. If you have a number that's like 000, basically a triple digit number, that's part of the 999 Club. So it'd be like 999.eth, 123.eth, any combination of numbers like that. Right now, the floor on these is 20 ETH.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Go to the activity. Let's see what the last few sales have been. Offer accepted for 17. Okay.
Yeah, so there is some pretty decent activity. All within the day, we've had sales from 17.76 all the way up to 17.64 all the way up to 24.88 just for these numbers.
Damn.
Which is pretty crazy. And it's really steady. The lowest I've seen so far is 13 ETH 3 days ago for 907.eth.
That was a nice snipe there compared to these other sales.
44 ETH for 044, 50 ETH for 066.
Damn.
Yeah, these are wild. So right now the floor is at 20 ETH for the 999 Club. I'm kind of scared to go first. Does anybody else want to get us kicked off on this?
I got it, man. I'm going to sell. I think just the fact that we saw those other offers going low, I think that's going to be a little bit of a signal maybe that floor will kind of drift down to be more in line with where a lot of those offers are. But I think we'll probably see some sales over that for sure in the interim. But man, I was spent like an hour yesterday digging into ENS and trying to find different things that I'm going to grab. And I didn't realize it. But man, anything 3-digit I think it was around 0.4 to mint. And so, I mean, these people that did that early on, like props to them, because I looked at a few of those early on. It wasn't 3-digit numbers, but just 3-digit with words. And I was like, nah, I just don't really see that. Like, I don't think it's worth the 0.4 to buy it. And man, was I wrong. Like that's really impressive that it's gotten this high.
And that there's so much volume. That's way more than I thought there would be.
Do you guys think it's a bubble for these, or do you guys really think that long term that these 3 digits are going to just keep going up?
Shoot, I don't know. I think long term, dude, that this could be one of your best plays. And just because it's so easy to remember 3 numbers, it's kind of like OG telephones, or like, in Dubai, if you've got it like an OG license plate, it's a small number. So like everybody's driving Lambos and G-Wagons and Rolls Royce out there. But what really separates you from the other dude in the Rolls Royce at the red light is the number on your license plate. And if you've got a lower number, you're more baller. So it's like,
wow,
it's a whole status thing. And I think that right now these are like area codes or favorite numbers or whatever the case might be. But very soon it's going to be a status symbol where, hey, look, you got a really cool Bored Ape, you got a Punk, you got this and that, but you got a 3-digit. And does your 3-digit low, or is it where you're from, or blah, blah, blah. So, in the next week or so, this is new. I'm just going to, I kind of want to sell just to keep my chances going, but I'm going to sweep these and take a risk.
All right. I like it. Kind of like on your point to those low numbers. We got like 044 right here. That's the one that went for 44, and 066 went for 50. I can almost guarantee those are some people in Dubai just from following Daniel Got Hits. He's always talking about the Dubai people buying the stuff up. So that narrative really, it makes a lot of sense right here. But I'm going to sell these. I think 20 ETH. I think some people will probably end up taking their profits this week, just seeing how low some of these other blue chip collections are. And I think they'll probably try flipping into them. So long term, I got to agree with you on these, Ty, but I'm not going to take the risk on a 20 floor for this week.
That's facts. Look, I'm just trying to extend this lead, and sometimes I just got to play opposites,
It worked for you last week.
Yeah.
But sell only. that was the play.
Yeah. As soon as I have one different move with you guys, I'm just gonna run it back the whole way. Whatever you choose, I'm choosing that as well.
Yeah, we'll figure out what the meta for sweep or sell is after a few more weeks of this.
Perfect.
But next on the list we got Moonbirds. Let me know if you guys are running low on time too. I know we already been going for an hour, so I don't want to keep you guys on here for too long.
No, let's run it.
Yeah, I'm good.
Cool.
I'm gonna buy because I might actually buy one of these today. I know they have some announcements coming. It's been just over a week, I think, since this CCO debate came up, and I think everybody has a short memory in the space. And I think again, that decision kind of changed their ceiling. I think they've kind of hamstrung themselves. There's some buyers and collectors that are never going to touch it again because of the perceived bait and switch. But that said, they have some big announcements coming up about all those other projects that we've been talking about, High Rise and Ravens. They keep on teasing that their announcements coming up, I think, on Wednesday. And man, I have a big bag full of their merch, and I'm just like, man, I had so much fun at the party, and like all the wrong reasons to want to be into a collection. I am worried that if they get back on track, and when the market comes back, that they're going to shoot back in the stratosphere. And I will never pay 30 ETH for these. Like, the only chance I have to get back into this collection is now or lower. So I might just buy, man. And if I'm definitely buying for the sake of this podcast, but I might actually, put the ETH down and get in with the intentions to just sell right away if it dies. So we'll see.
Okay. I like the stop loss. Full disclosure. He said he's sweeping, but I've got a stop loss.
Exactly. That's the exact right terminology, man. I need to set that. I think it might be 10. I'm willing to ride it out a little bit, but I think that's what my plan is. Get in now. If it hits 10, then we're selling at the floor.
I like where you're at, Kaizen. I'm in the same boat, and that's exactly why I'm selling, because everybody has a short memory in the NFT space. And if my memory serves me right, the last couple announcements that Moonbirds made were all terrible. So I'm not putting any extra gunpowder in the tank, hoping that this announcement's anything different. I think between oddities, CCO, merchandise, like they've just been stumbling, and I don't have any reason to expect anything different from them at this point.
Man, those are really good points.
But I do like them long term. I don't just want to like shit on them and FUD their bags. I think that long term right now we're coming to somewhat of a dip. I don't know, but I'm also kind of now looking at like Doodles to see how low they've gotten, and like they were even pushing like low 7s towards 5. So I don't think any of that's out of the picture for a project once momentum starts going that way. But I do think at some point Moonbirds could bounce back and start heading in the right direction. It's just not going to be right now, unless that announcement is killer.
I think the momentum was a really good point on these. I'm with you in the sell boat on these. I think sentiment has been really bad just across the NFT market, especially with the Moonbirds collection. I don't think people look at these as one of those luxury assets like Bored Apes or CryptoPunks. So I think if the sentiment continues how it is, these things will just continue falling a little bit. I'm selling these at 12.69.
Man, I'm keeping my position on the buy, but man, just hearing you guys say all that, I'm getting like PTSD on all the bad announcements and the bad moves that they've made. I'm gonna have to really think about this buy. I mean, I'm looking over on X2Y2. I could get one for 12 right now. Man, I feel maybe I need to wait this out. I'm gonna really think about this. I'll let you guys know.
Yo, yeah, I mean, Kaizen, you're a phenomenal trader, fam. So, like, obviously trust your gut. But I also feel like if there's anything I've learned from you, you could probably chill for a second. I don't think there's any rush on this bottom, fam. Even if that announcement's going good, you can probably catch one post announcement on the way up.
Yeah, that's true. And man, I agree though. I totally agree with what Paper said just about the luxury item. Like they just took so much shine off those last few moves. So we'll see. I'm keeping my buy for the show, but man, I think we do have some room to fall overall in this market still.
Yeah. Yeah. And that goes for all these blue chips. Like, there's no telling really. Like, I'm hoping a lot of these bounce, especially mutants, right? Because that's my go-to. But
yeah.
It's
well, we're just going down the line with these blue chip projects right now. So I know, Ty, you had some thoughts on the Doodles. What do you think about a 7.3 floor price on them?
I think that's a big difference between the best offer and the floor price right now, like relative. I think this is a sell, and those are going to dwindle down just a little bit more going into next week. I think they'll get into the 6s.
Yeah,
I agree. I'm playing it the same way as I'm playing the Moonbirds. I feel like this is just their fall from grace as far as blue goes, and I think people will want to exit their positions. We've seen people selling for 6.53, which is lower than the best offer right now. So I could definitely see some other people following suit down there. I'm selling these. What about you, Kaizen?
I'm selling all the same reasons you guys said. Like, and really for any of these, man, you can pull up these what is it, the 90-day charts, man, and it's just like slowly slipping down. Like it's just, I think we're gonna just keep falling.
And and I mean, to be fair, there's not too many 90-day charts looking so hot though either.
Not at all. No. And man, I almost bought one right after NYC. I think I mentioned that on the Spaces. Like it was around 15. I watched that video, man, their hype video with Pharrell, and I was really, really buying it. I'm so happy I didn't pull the trigger on that.
Yeah, same, dude. But again, that was kind of like an announcement cascade, right? Like duplicators. They fumbled that. Whatever the Genesis box was, they made everything confusing. Like,
Yeah, they diluted everything, and man, another just lucky sell, man. I sold my duplicator at 3, and those are
hey,
under those
Oh,
are
that was
under
great.
1, and I just didn't see it, man. I got very lucky. I mean, sometimes I get it right, but damn, I'd be upset right now holding that to below 1.
yeah.
Yeah. Prayers up for the Doodles community.
Right. And
For all the diamond hands out there.
Azuki, sell it, man. I don't like this project anymore. Ever since we learned out it's a serial rugger that's running this thing. I have no idea why it's still hanging up here in the blue chips. I think it's just another testament to people, just the hopium. When you're holding something, you see it very differently than you do when you're not. And I think it's just a lot of people bought in at really high prices and they just don't want to capitulate. And I think it's a sell for me. And again, feeling bad for that community too.
Yeah, for all the same reasons as you, I'm selling these. I think if you're still in this, you're dumb money, just straight up. And yeah, just cut your losses before it hits 0.
I'm selling too. There's nothing more I can add to that.
Man, and I do still think the art is cool. I think the traits are cool, but man, I do not want anything to do with Zagabond. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yep.
We can move on from the Zagabond slander, and but I totally agree. And that brings us to the last collection of the day, Bored Ape Kennel Club, 7.33 floor price. And just for reference, last week when we were looking at these, the floor on the Kennel Club was 8.79.
Damn.
So we are down. I think people were buying those up anticipating that announcement that we didn't get. And I think we only got 2 weeks left in August. So it's basically 50-50 chance on this if we're going to try to play the announcement news. And I'm going to take that gamble. So I would buy these at 7.33.
Yeah, same. I'm gonna buy. I think the people that were FOMO buying into that on the way up, they just didn't look as closely as paper. Yeah, it's supposed to happen anytime this month, and the window's gotten smaller. And man, that DMT that was on the floor was looking pretty nice with the slippers. I love that slipper trait. I used to be a Kennel Club aficionado. I used to have a real big bag, and that's one of my favorite low-key merch traits. So I would probably buy that one.
There have been a lot that are selling under the current floor. Also, it's just something I was checking out. I think that a DMT one just sold for 7 less than an hour ago. There's a few others for 7, 6.77.
Bro, look at
a decent amount of people trying to exit.
Man, I like that. I forgot what it's called, man. The bright kind of fluorescent green one. Those ones are really clean. I don't know if that
like radioactive or whatever.
Radioactive. Was that stolen? Like that's.
Oh wow.
That's
yeah. This is beauty. It's a beaut.
That's a nice one.
With the multicolor too, like that. Man, that's really really low price for that. So props to him if he didn't steal it.
Yeah. 10.35. It's audited, so who knows? It is on X2Y2. Oh, I see. Machi Big Brother sold one of his just less than a day ago.
Interesting. Galaxy.
Yeah, but Ty, I think we skipped you. But what would you do at 7.33 on these?
I'm selling. I think for some reason these guys were trending the other direction. They were moving up while most of the other stuff was moving down. And I think that what we're seeing here, and you guys just pointed out to me, is that mini dump is in full commencement. And next week we are going to be closer to 7 than we are 7.73.
Yeah, I gotta respect it. I think the Yuga thing to do if people know that they're coming out with an announcement this month is that they would probably wait until the very end of the month to just extend the hype out. I feel like that's what they always do. So yeah, if that's true, then Ty, you're probably going to be beating us on that trade because we'll probably not get that announcement within the week.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. You never know. It's a gamble. We'll see if it pays off.
Yep.
And I really love that you're tracking the results now, Paper. This is a much more serious section now. I'm coming after you, Ty. Nothing personal.
I see that. I
Bro,
see that.
If y'all know anybody who's good at Excel sheets and can just like write the formulas in for me, that would save me so much time. I've just been calculating these all by hand. But yeah,
Yo,
the
yeah, send it
competition's
my
gonna
way.
get
I got
stiff next. Yeah, and I think it's gonna be fun. We might have to bring some people up for like some guests on, do a segment with us, and then see how they compare to us, and really get the community involved in this thing. I think that could be cool.
Dude, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, that's fun.
Hell yeah.
Man, I think we're gonna have to get some kind of reward too, right? Like I don't know, the loser has to buy the last place has to buy the next round of beers or something.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm game.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Loser has to sweep rare a Pepe's.
Yeah, there you go. I think we need to get that the Fiverr admin, or maybe we need to get some interns for the Apewell. Like if anybody wants to apply to be an Apewell intern and work on the spreadsheet for us, maybe do some editing, just hit us up, man. You've got our info.
Yeah, for real.
Absolutely. Our DMs are open. Just hit us up. But yeah, I think that's going to pretty much do it for this episode. Kaizen and Ty, thanks as always. I can't wait to chop it up with y'all this week. Hopefully we can grab some drinks or something, and hopefully we can hit some wins off these trades.
Hell yeah. Appreciate you guys. Paper, thanks for hosting, fam. Great chopping it up with you guys. And yeah, see you guys next week.
Yeah, looking forward to the next one. Thanks for hanging out, guys.
Awesome. Yep, I will catch you guys next week. If you guys are in the crowd watching, thanks for joining. Make sure to give us a subscribe or follow from wherever you're watching from, and we'll see you